How's everybody doing? I'm going to make another tutorial, and I'm going to see how fast I could do it, because I'm getting better and better and better. Things are getting quicker and quicker and quicker. I'm finding some shortcuts, and maybe all these shortcuts will make y'all's config a whole lot easier. I'm going to be using Lucy, WinSCP, and I'm also going to be using PuTTY. And the name of this one is configuring Openwrt as a client bridge, a wireless client bridge, updated. Alrighty, let's get started. And I just reset this router. I'm using a D-Link 615. I'm using a D-Link's DIR 615 router. And also, while I'm logging into it, let me talk to you real quick. Some of these configs that I was rigging up, they work okay in some routers, but they don't work for other routers, and I'm going to show you why. Alright, just log in. So if y'all, well, I'm going to delete my other video. If you follow it and things ain't quite right, you can brick your router, and y'all probably won't be too happy with me about it. Okay, go to administration, give it a password. Alright, and I'll show you when I get to it. I'm going to explain it to you as soon as we get there. First, step one is give it a password, then go to Wi-Fi, scan, and my main router, where you're going to get your internet from and where you're going to get your IPs from, that's the one you want to log on to. Click join network, put your password phrase right here, your access key. Change one letter and switch the create assign firewall zone to LAN. Click submit. I'm on channel 6. I'm going to lower the transmission power, the TX power, to 22. That's 158 milliwatt transmit power. All that looks good. Oh, also I want to go to advanced. If you want to leave in HT mode 20, that's perfectly okay. I like mine 40. And that's it. That looks good. Save and apply. That's all we're going to use Lucy for. Okay, that's it. Close all tabs. And I just upgraded my Internet Explorer, and it wants to be a little bit of a pain. Oh, come on, not now, not now, not now. Okay, my new Internet Explorer. I like my old one, but the new Internet Explorer will work better with YouTube. I was trying to get some information on YouTube, and Firefox couldn't do it. And other when I tried, couldn't do it, so I upgraded my Internet Explorer to see if I could transfer some text. Okay, now we are going to fire up WinSCP. Alright, the file protocol is SCP. We're logging at 192.168.1.1. We're going to be SSHing it into port 22. Username is root and whatever password you gave it. Click log in. Okay, I'm already in the ECT config folder. When you first put on WinSCP and you finally get logged into it, you know there's just going to be one folder right there. Just click on it and it'll unfold it right there, and there'll be everything that's embedded. You know, the bin, the DEV, the ETC, the library, mount. You know, all these folders. And we're looking for the ETC. Okay, let me fire up my configs here. Okay, we're looking for ETC config network, but first let's go ahead and do this. We're going to have to put in one file. It's called relayed. Realy.d. Okay, all you got to do is put in your password right here, and we're in. First, you got to have an internet access plugged into your WAN port before you could do this. If you ain't got no internet access and a Cat5 plugged into your WAN port of the router, you're not going to be able to update opkg update. Okay, once you got that, just right click opkg update, right click it, hit enter, and it's going to do an update. Okay, when it gives you your prompt back, go to the second one right here, opkg install realy.d. Copy and paste. All right. And this is very important right here. This enables realy.d. You got to enable realy.d or it won't work. And that's it. We just enabled realy.d. That's all we're going to use PuTTY for. Okay, now this is very important. Let's go to etc config, and we're going to go to the network file. Okay, etc config. Right there's the network. But first, when we was in Lucy, we was in Wi-Fi, and all the information we put into Wi-Fi went right here to this wireless file right here. And this is the information that we put in it. We put in it channel 6, TX powers 22, HT mode is 40. I'm in the USA, and network is wlan. And this right here is the SSID. This is my main router. Encryption PSK. Device is radio O. Mode is STA. That's the MAC, and that's my access key. All that went in there, and you ain't got to touch it. You ain't got to mess with it. It's already there. It's, you know, we're ahead of the game. We are ahead of the game. Okay, now let's go to this folder right here, ECT config network. Right there it is, etc config network. Hit that button. Okay, this is very important. Where, you know, on a couple of other ones I just, you know, grab, drag, and drop. But right here in this folder right here, it's like this config LAN interface LAN. Now this option interface name could be ETH0, or it could be eth1, or it could be eth0.1. Whatever your default is, just leave it alone. Leave it your default. Just leave it alone, because if you change this, if yours eth0-1 and you just put like eth0, when you reboot it, your router's just bricked. You have screwed up. Or if this is your default, this is what the firmware put down in your router, and this is what the configs is running off of, leave it alone. Don't touch it, and you'll be okay. Now just look, everything's the same except for one thing, well, except for two things. It's like this right here on the DIR 615 to D-Links. My firmware is saying that I'm using the switch ETH0, Ethernet switch 0. But these right here are the configs that are coming off one of my TP links. And this option interface name is Ethernet switch 1. So all the thing I got to do is just switch this to 1, and boom, reboot, instant brick. Your LANs will not work. You have just screwed up, and there you are, all upset, screaming. But leave this alone. Okay, now the next one is force link 1. Force link 1, option proto static. And this right here is the ipaddr. This is what you use to log in with it with 192.168.0.1. You won't, well, really, you can leave it at that and you'll be okay, but every time you don't log into your router, you got to switch the PC that you're using, you got to switch it into the subnet 192.168.1. But my main router, when it sends out IP, it sends it out 192.168.0. So I want it in that range. See, I'm going to put it 192.168.0.11. So I'm going to change this. This is the IP address that I log into this router with, and that's good. Also, look at this one right here. Option type bridge. That's the only thing you're going to delete out of this. You do not need the option type bridge. Do away with that. You do not want it. And there you go. Now if you look at this one right here, everything below this option IF stands for interface name. Ethernet 1 is force link 1, that's right. Option proto static. ipaddr is 106.11, 192.168.0.11, and the subnet max is 255.255.255.0. And the same thing over here, and the option IP assign 60 is the same. As you can see, this right here is a little bit different, the WAN, but you're really not using the WAN ports. This is ETH1. And this right here is Ethernet 0, dhcp and DCP. But right here, the switch switch reset 1, reset 1, that's all the same. And right here on the VLAN, a switch 0, VLAN switch 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, all that's the same. Everything's pretty much the same. But like I said, if you open this file up, whatever your default is, leave it right here on your option interface name. If it says EFT0, leave it EFT0. If it says EFT1, leave it EFT1. If it's got ETH 0.1, don't touch it, leave it alone, because if you change this right here and then you reboot it, your LANs have just quit. You have just bricked your router. You have just screwed up. But Openwrt has got a fail-safe just for scenarios like this. If you make a monster screw up and all of a sudden, oh crap, my router's not working, it's bricked. Well, they got a fail-safe where you put it in fail-safe and you use putty and you telnet into it, And there's directions, you know, for doing this, and you just put them in putty and hit enter, and it'll clear everything out. It'll erase everything, and it'll put it back the way it was, and it'll even reboot itself, so you could do it again, you know, until you get it right. Because they know that people like me, and there's probably people like you out there, are going to screw up. Okay, now the main thing, this is what does it right here. This right here is the bottom one. Config interface wlan option proto dhcp. This right here is the same thing. Configure interface wlan option proto dhcp. There's another config right on the bottom. It says config interface relay option proto relay. List network LAN, list network wlan. This is the one right here. You take this one, right click it, copy it, and you paste that one in there. And then that looks good. If it looks good, then hit the save button. All right. And it's in the query, and it's making a change for you. Okay, every time you change something, double check it, and it's there. Okay, now the only thing we done really was delete the bridge out of the LAN. We just deleted it, you know. It was the option type bridge, or option I forgot what, proto bridge or something like that. We deleted the bridge. You didn't need to take that bridge out of it. And then we just changed the ipaddr. It's 192.168.0.11. When I log back in this router, this is the IP I'm going to be using. It's no longer going to be a .1, you know, 192.168.1.1. It's going to be 192.168.0.11. And then we just added this config interface relay and option proto relay, list network LAN, list network wlan. And that's the only thing we done. Okay, now what we need to do now is go to the dhcp and turn it off. As you can see right here, go to the LAN. Right here, the only thing we're going to add is this option ignore 1. And right here on the bottom of this WAN right here is the option ignore 1. I'm going to use it. I'm just going to swipe, copy, and paste it right below this one. And there we go. Now I have just turned off the DHCP LAN on this, the DHCP server on this router, by putting in this option ignore 1. When the firmware boots up, it comes along here and sees this option ignore 1. It ignores it. It doesn't load it, and that means it's not going to be functioning. We have just turned it off. Hit the save button. It's in the query making a change. I like this WinSCP. It does real good. Since I've been using it, it's made all my configuring on Openwrt so much faster, so much easier. Okay, now we're going to go to the firewall, and we're just going to take a quick look. Okay, look for the config zone option name LAN. Be sure it says accept LAN wlan. If it says that, then you're okie dokie. You know, if any of these is eject, just switch them over to accept. You know, just a LAN. That's all you got to do. And the option network is LAN wlan. If it looks just like this right here, you're okay. All right, folks, we're done. We are finished. That's all the configs that we need to do. Okay, this right here is the IP that the DHCP server on the router we just configured gave it. I'm gonna boot it back up, reboot it, and it should give me a new IP. Okay, we are now rebooting it. Okay, let's give it a few minutes. All right. Give it a few more minutes. It's almost there. Alrighty. Okie dokie. And there it is. The router's up and running. My main router inside the house, and this right here is the default gateway and default server, 192.168.0.22.22, and it gave me an IP address of 192.168.0.17. Alrighty then, let's see if we got in. Oh, this new browser. Let's see if it functionate now. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. There we are. It seems to be working now. I'm probably going to defrag it and get the errors off of it. But channel discussion. Alrighty. Okay, we got internet. We have got internet. Okay, this right here is the Openwrt forums. Close all tabs. Okay, it shut down okay that time. Let me check my Mozilla here. Seems like Mozilla is getting a little slower. And there's Mozilla. Firefox. Okay. Alright. And there's the Openwrt Wireless Freedom web page. There's barrier breaker. Alright, barrier breaker. This one I'm running on, this one, the barrier breaker. Alright, we have got internet. Okie dokie. We got internet. What's this? Configure Openwrt as a client bridge with a repeater. Hey, let's watch some YouTube. Hey, that's me. That's me in my video. Alright, that's me in my video. That's me in my video. Okay, we got internet, everybody. There's one thing I want to do. I want to see if I can log back in this router using my new IP. Okay, my new IP is 192.168.0.11. Right there it is. Hey, right there it is. Log in. And we're in. I see it. I see it. We're in. All right. Okay, everybody. I hope this was quick and easy for y'all, because I've really speeded it up from the last time. It's it's got it quicker and faster. The more I do it, the faster I get, and I'm sure this is going to be a lot easier for y'all. You know, it's with WinSCP. Just get you a copy of WinSCP and get in there, and y'all switch the configs around, and y'all will have a client wireless bridge and have it almost in no time flat. Okay, everybody, I hope y'all learned something from this. I hope you enjoyed it, and that's all. Have a great day, and bye-bye.